podcasts. We fixed it. You're welcome.
Today's letter is A. A is for affordability. A is for attainable, accessible, and adding a Toyota to your driveway. For afternoon errands, AM commutes, and adventures across the valley. For carpools and coffee runs, weekend plans, and all the miles ahead. Across the lineup, these are the A's that add up. Toyota, the A in affordability. Right now, get 4.99% for 72 months on a new 2026 Camry or Corolla. Or get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on Tundra. Or 3.99% for 60 months on Tacoma. See your Valley Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. 4.99% financing with 1887 for 1,000 bar for 60 months. 2.99% financing with 1519 for 1,000 bar for 72 months. 3.99% financing with 1841 for 1,000 bar for 60 months. Zero down payment if you qualify. Offers exclude TRD Pro models and N5426. See dealer for details.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores. Or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Weekapaw Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. And definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Weekapaw Casino Resort. It's we time.
Right now at Superstar Car Wash, it's buy one wash, get one free. Yep, buy a wash, get a wash on us. Perfect for sharing and saving. Don't miss this limited time offer. Be super and stop by your nearest location today.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
That's right. Monday edition of the lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today. You can stream the show on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. You can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Producer Evan, do we have a good weekend?
Great weekend. Was out on the lake Saturday. Lake Pleasant. Very nice.
You said to me in the morning meeting today that you battled the sun.
I battled the sun.
And you lost. The sun defeated you.
Sun always wins. And
it
you
doesn't always have to win. You could just use sunscreen.
And you can get in there and you can try and battle. I was working on my color. I get caught chasing the tan a lot of the time.
See, there's your mistake.
And I got crushed. And if you took a picture of me at 3:30 and then 4, the dramatic difference 30 minutes later was like, oh, I'm really burnt here. This is getting bad. So yeah, great day otherwise. Got on the tube. Was not able to get up on the wake surfing. I can't get up.
So you had a good weekend.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
It was very good. It was very good. A very quiet weekend. Enjoyed some baseball over the weekend. Trust me, we'll get to that here today on the program. What a weird first 10 games the Diamondbacks have played. Not in any – the record may be very close to what I thought they would be through their first 10 games. The way we've gotten here, not anywhere close to how I thought the Diamondbacks could start the year 5-5. So,
I had a slight blow up in the morning meeting.
I have never seen you as angry as you were in the morning meeting. It was you, me, one of the other program directors. We were talking Diamondbacks baseball, and you were just screaming. Like I thought,
and I was like, "Oh, bring it down."
I thought people from downstairs were going to come up and check on us. That's how loud I thought the
I was not
were.
screaming.
I mean, we were heated this morning in the morning meeting. We will get to that, but we start. It was the Suns back in action yesterday, a 120-110 win over the Chicago Bulls. But it's not so much the game that I want to talk about; it's the starting lineup.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Here were your 5 starters yesterday for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Jordan Goodwin, Dylan Brooks, Mark Williams. That's a pretty fun group, right? That group, that starting five kind of feels right for the Phoenix Suns. A good mix of the offensive firepower that you have with Booker and Green, what Brooks is able to give you offensively. Mark Williams has been a threat as well. Goodwin at times has been just a spark off the bench, being able to score. A lot to like there offensively. Then you have the defense. Goodwin has been an energetic player on that end of the floor. You know what you get with Dillon Brooks out there. And Mark Williams, boy, have they missed him over the last couple of weeks. Kind of feels, what's the old children's story? The porridge, not hot, not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Yeah, it's
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Thank you. Yeah,
I knew
couldn't come up with Goldilocks.
I knew we were going to get there. This porridge just right yesterday. This felt very, very good. Are you ready for this piece of information, producer Evan? Because I don't know if you are. I don't know if the listeners are. It's the first time we've seen that starting five all season long. That's the first time those five have been able to play together all season long. And so everybody wants to get on Jordan Ott for going small and not making adjustments and not changing things up. The starting five that I kind of like, if we're going to get into the postseason here and talk about a Phoenix Suns team making some noise, you kind of like that starting five setting the tone. Those five have never played together to start a game at all this season. And trust me, I looked. I went to Pro Basketball Reference yesterday because the game started, and I had the game on mute because I was doing some other stuff, and I was like, I don't remember a game this season where those five have all played together. So I went to Pro Basketball Reference. I looked at the Suns, Control F, Mark Williams, because I know he's the guy that's probably played the least amount of games. So I looked at all the starting lineups that had Mark Williams in it. Couldn't find this configuration. A group that I really like, a group that I think could be the playoff starting five, the right balance to fix your defensive woes, but to make sure you can start fast offensively. That's the first time we've seen it all season. So think about that the next time you choose to criticize Jordan Ott for some of his maybe quote-unquote failings in his first year as a head coach. Some of the growing pains that he's going through in this season. Now, it doesn't just stop there because we only saw a 9-man rotation last night. It was just 4 guys off the bench. Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Oso Ighodaro as your backup center, and Colin Gillespie. Preview of what this is going to look like in the play-in. A preview of what this may look like against Oklahoma City and San Antonio. Now, I got to tell you, if the Phoenix Suns get into the play-in, which they're locked into right now, they actually, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, still alive for the 6th seed as we enter the last couple of games of the regular season. And please, my apologies. Let's make sure we get a W on here. 4 games to go. Houston, Dallas, LA, and Oklahoma City. The last week of the regular season. They've got a chance to be the 6th seed. So these games matter for the Phoenix Suns. A little bit of a preview of what this may look like in the postseason. No Ryan Dunn. No Rasheer Fleming. No minutes for Kaman Malawach. Those 3 guys help you defensively. Rasheer Fleming's been a pretty good defender. Ryan Dunn is a defense-first player. Your guys coming off the bench are your offensive firepower in that second unit. Royce hitting threes, Grayson hitting threes, Colin Gillespie hitting threes. By the way, congratulations to Colin Gillespie, setting a Suns single-season record for most threes made by an individual. He's going to now probably have a nice little buffer on that record from the guy that he passed by the time the season comes to an end over these next 4 games. Probably going to be able to grow that lead a little bit, but congratulations to him. But this was kind of a preview of what the playoff rotation might look like, and I think it may miss the mark a little bit. I don't know if you can keep Ryan Dunn and Rasheer Fleming and Kaman Malawach, all 3 of those guys, off the court. I think you're sacrificing too much defensively. I think you're putting too many eggs in the basket of the offense, and we know what has been the struggle for this team as of late. Their defense, their transition defense last night or yesterday afternoon, I should say, is what allowed Chicago to stay in that game. That game got sloppy yesterday. Now, sloppy because you got a starting 5. It's the first time they've played together all season. But sloppy because you've been playing sloppy defensively for the last couple of weeks. When Dylan Brooks and Mark Williams both went out. Your defense started to falter a little bit. You haven't been able to get it back on track. And you've got 4 games to go, and you can see Jordan Knott at least kind of soft launching what this playoff rotation is going to look like. And I don't know if they're going to have the answers defensively. Is this the group that's really going to be able to handle Wemby and the Spurs? You going to be able to handle Wemby and the Spurs? Maybe it's Oklahoma City. You going to be able to handle them defensively? Putting a lot on Dylan Brooks coming off of this injury, putting a lot on Mark Williams coming back from this injury. You're putting a lot on those two defensively to kind of lead the charge. Because let's face it, coming off the bench, Oso gives you a different look defensively, but you wouldn't say he's a better defender than Mark Williams. Royce O'Neal's a 3-and-D guy and is a good defender. It's not a great defender, but he's a good defender. Colin Gillespie's there for scoring. Grayson Allen is there for scoring. So it's not like you have a guy that's going to come off the bench and immediately be your defensive spark. You don't really have that guy. Could be Rasheer Fleming, could be Ryan Dunn, could be one of those two guys. I don't know what it's going to look like in the postseason, but I just wonder if you're going to leave a little bit on the table if you're only going to go to a 9-man rotation. I don't know. I have my fair share of worries about it. By the way, thank goodness the NBA rescinded the technical foul on Dylan Brooks, so he's not suspended for tomorrow's game.
How about that?
Because that would have been a disaster to limit another
Check
game.
another game off
Off the list for Dylan Brooks. I don't know if and by the way, the Suns, over the course of the season, they're now giving up more points in the paint than they've had at any other point in the year. I'm not sure if my answer to that is 2 of the guys that might help me defensively, they're not a part of the rotation right now. I just don't know. Is the roll of the dice that Jordan Knott's going to make here is that we can outscore people. We have enough defense with Mark Williams and Dylan Brooks and Royce O'Neal, and we're going to be able to outscore people. I just don't know if that's a bet that's going to pay off.
I don't know if it's worth it. Right, like, is that where we're going to put our eggs? A little happy Easter. But is that where we're going to put, all the basket we're going to put all our eggs in? Because, in all honesty, when has this team really proved that's what they can do? And, they've had stretches of it, but consistently never. Yeah, they've had a couple games where, wow, that offense looked great, and they outscored, whatever team tonight. But they haven't really been the offensive powerhouse that, have been outscoring the team night after night after night. That hasn't been them. So I don't know exactly what the plan is. And I feel like I get more clouded on that every day.
Well, and then, add to it, right? Like, you play a Chicago team that you should have been able to handle pretty comfortably with that 9-man group, and you couldn't. Right? You're still trying to
Chicago was in it.
Or Chicago was in that game the entire game. You couldn't put that game away because you played sloppy, especially in the first half. You did not play well. In that first quarter, you were sloppy. That third quarter, you were sloppy. And you allowed Chicago to stay in the game. And so, now, credit where credit is due. Devin Booker hit some big-time shots there down the stretch in the fourth quarter that helped put that game away for the Suns, and it wasn't down to the wire, down to the last couple of possessions, because he knocked down he just put the ball in his hands and he made shots, and you're going to need that in the postseason. You're going to need Devin Booker. I thought Jalen Green was great in the second half. I think the Suns are a better basketball team when Jalen Green's mode is attack the basket instead of looking for jump shots. Like, they are a better team when he is able to drive and either take it to the hoop and score, or he's able to find that swing pass and start the ball movement. They're just a better team when he is in a attack-first mentality instead of I'm going to try to shoot a 3 or I'm going to try to shoot this mid-range jump shot. Like, they are a better team when he is physical and attacking the rim, and I thought they got to that late in the game, and that is what helped them create some shots for Book. He took over late, made a couple of nice baskets, and they're able to win the game and get out of Dodge, but you don't feel great about it. Yeah, it's a red W that we'll put up there, but I still have a ton of questions, and you kind of showed us what your playoff setup might look like, and I worry that it's going to leave a little bit to be desired on the defensive end.
100%. 100%. And it's hard to come out of yesterday and think, again, and the same thing we've been saying for the last 3 weeks, probably 4 weeks. How do you come out of these last few games, these last few weeks, and say, this is a team that's going to compete in the playoffs? This is a team that I could take San Antonio to 6. I could take Oklahoma City to 6. I don't see it right now. I really don't.
Right. And in order to do that, you got to get through the play-in.
And right now I'm concerned about that.
Because Portland's just playing really well right now.
Yeah.
And that's the team that you would match up with. I believe if the play-in was today, that's who it would be in the first round of the play-in. Yeah. Oh, no, it's actually the Clippers. They're tied technically, so we'll let that play out. So it would be Suns-Clippers, and then if they win that, they would then move on and take on what would be San Antonio for the moment. Although San Antonio is still technically available to get that 1 seed, although Oklahoma City feels like they've got it under control. They've won 5 in a row. They've won 9 of their last 10. So it feels like they've got that on lock. But yeah, I mean, it could be LA, it could be Portland. And either way, both of those teams playing great right now. Portland's won 3 in a row, 8-2 in their last 10. The Clippers, they won over the weekend. They're 6-4 in their last 10. And you're kind of fighting it a little bit. So it was something new. I like that starting lineup. I think that starting 5 is a good balance. I don't know if the bench has the balance that it needs. If the Suns are going to be able to be competitive against San Antonio or Oklahoma City, if they get through the play-in, it's going to be on their mantra from the entire season. Energy. We're going to die for every loose ball. We're going to play aggressive defensively. We're going to be physical. We're going to make you earn every single point. Is the 9 that we saw yesterday the group that's going to be able to maximize that idea to its potential? I don't know. I don't know because we just haven't seen a lot of these guys play together. Still just an unknown.
It's fresh. It's new, right?
Right. And that's what makes it really interesting that we've got 4 games to go in the regular season. And I don't really know what to make of this basketball team. Won 43 games. I don't know what to do with them. Just crazy. Just crazy. Was good to see them get the win yesterday, and it was interesting to see the way Jordan Ott deployed his group yesterday. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it was a roller coaster of a weekend for the Arizona Diamondbacks. We will try to recap it all next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
People that haven't watched college basketball would say that there was no real Cinderella team. It's Iowa. You know why? Because Iowa isn't even Iowa. They're the Drake Bulldogs, the 30-plus win team, and they were coached by Ben McCullum. And McCullum got a job this year as the Iowa head coach. And you know what Ben McCullum did? He brought over 5 guys from Drake. 4 leading scorers or top 3 scorers are from Drake. Iowa is your Cinderella story.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. Life can change in an instant. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can feel overwhelming. The pain, the stress, and the uncertainty of what comes next. You don't have to go through it alone. The attorneys at Sweet James understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact an accident can have. They're here to help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to under the law. When you call Sweet James, you're connecting with a team of attorneys experienced in handling serious injury cases. Their work is driven by preparation, advocacy, and a genuine commitment to helping clients seek accountability and justice. Every case is different, and outcomes depend on the specific facts involved. If you've been injured in an accident, call the attorneys at Sweet James for your free case review. They handle everything for you so you can focus on healing. That's the Sweet James advantage. Help available 24/7. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
A night you don't want to miss. Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte. North America Tour 2026. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. August 27th. Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte, an epic night of music. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss Avenged Sevenfold and Good Charlotte, part of the America First Credit Union concert series.
When I scraped my car in that parking garage, I was worried that it could be a long process to take care of it. Like a landscaper's first day trimming a hedge maze.
I have definitely already been here. Now, was it left, right, or right, left? Well, maybe I'll cut a path out and find my way back later.
But it wasn't like that. I filed a claim in under 2 minutes on the Geico app, and they handled it from there. It was taken care of almost as quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico.
I'm here at the Roma Park.
Hey, remember when we thought the LA Lakers had gone from surefire one-and-doners to legitimate contenders when Luka was unconscious and making a late-season MVP run, when the Lakers actually tried on the defensive end, when LeBron actually accepted his role as an aging option 3, and when they were 15-2 in March and took control of the 3 seed in the West and looked legit? Remember all that? Neither do I. OKC 139, Lakers 96 in a curb stomping. Oh, and Luka tweaked his hammy and then was sent back out to play in a game that was already over and injured it even worse. Goodbye MVP award. Thanks for coming. And don't buy this nonsense about how a loss is a loss, whether it's by 1 or by 50. Miss me with that. That was a litmus test, a barometer for the Lakers to show that they could run with the big dogs, and they got run right into the ground. Both these teams are who we thought they were, and that could not have gone any better for OKC or any worse for LA. I'm Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ASU baseball continues this Tuesday evening right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils as they look to score a win over the Lopes of GCU. Head coach Lee Bloomquist is ready to have his team give it their all on the diamond and earn another win. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Grand Canyon University this Tuesday evening. Pregame at 5:45 p.m. and first pitch at 6 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and the KDUS app.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan on the other side of the glass. What a weird weekend. What a weird series for the Arizona Diamondbacks. What a weird start to the season through the first 10 games for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
So strange.
Did anybody have it on their bingo card that the thing that would be leading the charge for the Diamondbacks over the first 10 games would be the pitching? Did anybody have that on their bingo card? That the pitching would be the thing that allowed the Diamondbacks to win games? Because it has. They've gotten some great starts despite not having Merrill Kelly. We have an update on him that we'll get to a little bit later on here in the program. The bullpen has been mostly good, yet they got outscored in this series 25-10. They got out-hit 37-23. They got out-homered 7-1. They committed 3 errors to the Braves 1, and they split the series against the Braves. Now, again, the 17-2 laugher in the opener is what makes this so lopsided. But the Diamondbacks were able to salvage a series split over the weekend, including the walk-off yesterday in extras. And boy, you're just salivating once the Braves don't score in the top part of that inning, right? Because, I mean, that's a Torey Lovello special. I'm going to bunt the guy over. I'm going to hit a sac fly. I'm going to try to win. Luckily, he just had Ketel Marte. We could just swing the bat and win the game. Huge win yesterday with the walk-off. But the offense has been a problem. We'll talk about that today as well. What a weird series, producer Evan. What am I supposed to do with this? Because your one good offensive night on, what was that, Friday, from taking 3 of 4 from the Braves. Yeah, Paul Sewald gave up the 2 home runs there in the 9th. We got to score more than 0 runs. You can't win if you don't score. The offense has been a problem. The bullpen had a great bounce back the next night. They've played, this is what producer Evan got really hot about in the morning meeting. that the Diamondbacks have played a 1-0 game that they won, a 2-0 game that they lost, and then a 2-1 game that they won. All within like a 4-game span. They played 3 games that we didn't think was possible for them to play. You didn't expect the pitching to be able to be that good in a 3-game sample. You didn't expect the offense to go that quiet. And yet, they played 3 of those games last week. It's just, the word that I would use to describe the start to this season is weird. Because I will tell you this, 5-5, I'm happy with 5-5.
I would have taken 5. Sign me up. Sign me up with the schedule they've played for 5-5.
What have we said? This is about the first 60 games of the season. And we said, the closer you are to 500, 30-30 is fine with me. Get Lourdes Gurriel back. Get Corbin Burns back. Get A.J. Puck back. Get those reinforcements. Ryan Waldschmidt. Get him in there.
But my question and my concern becomes, how many great pitching days are you going to get?
Well, you wasted.
And you wasted a few.
You wasted Eduardo Rodriguez. I mean, you just wasted brilliance.
Twice.
You joked. You laughed at me when I said, could we get WBC version of Eduardo Rodriguez in the regular season?
So far.
He might have been better over the weekend. He was better than the WBC
Very
start.
much better. That was the best start I've seen Eduardo Rodriguez make of his career.
And you wasted it. You wasted it.
Correct.
Now,
I mean, you want me to read you these averages?
Well, no, hold on. I got a whole segment in hour number 2 that's about the offense. So please, let's give that its time in the sun a little bit later, like you had your time in the sun over the weekend. John is asking if Friday night is a meltdown.
No.
Let's talk it out first before we just immediately jump to a declarative statement. I don't want to make it a meltdown. Because a meltdown is the way at least Meltdown Mountain works in my mind is it goes on there if you blow a lead and the pitching is the reason why they lost. Now, I understand that Paul Sewald gave up the 2 home runs. The reason why they lost that game is because they scored 0. So I don't consider that a meltdown because it's 0-0 in the 9th and nobody thought that the Diamondbacks bullpen would be able to hold a 0-0 game. They held a 1-0 game earlier in the week. That's probably the one you're going to get for the season.
Yeah, and I'd come back to this point. If Albies goes deep there, and then he gets the next 3 outs, no problem. And you give up 1. Nobody even asks if it's a meltdown. You still lose the game 1-0.
Right. Is that a meltdown? That's not a meltdown. The bullpen did an excellent job.
Excellent job.
To keep you in it. You got great starting pitching. You got great bullpen work on Saturday. It's unfortunate that Jonathan Loaisiga had the blow-up that he did yesterday. Because he's been great. You know who's been the most consistent reliever on this team?
Juan Maria.
He's my guy. He's been the most consistent reliever they
Certainly.
got.
Not even question.
He's the guy you
by
trust.
By far the most consistent. He's the guy I trust the most right now.
He's the guy you trust the most right now. Now, we have said on this show, Paul Sewald's going to get a lot of time in this closer's role. I don't think he should be removed from the closer's role after blowing the game on Friday because he came back on Saturday, right, and picked up the save. I mean, he's been pretty good most of the season. The reason why I like the Jonathan Loaizigas and the Juan Marios of the world is because their stuff is better, and there are times where if Sewald isn't pinpoint with his accuracy, it's over. When you've got nasty stuff, if you're off a little bit here and there, you can still get by. If you're a command pitcher that doesn't have super great life on all your stuff, makes it a little bit more difficult for you to get through it out. So that's why I lean towards the guys with the good stuff. That's why I like Murillo. That's why I like Loaiziga. That's why I think Justin Martinez is the closer of this team when he's back. The bullpen's actually been pretty good. You take out Joe Ross and the James McCann inning. They've got a 3.73 ERA so far to start the year. You would take that. You would sign up for that. Now, I'm actually more inclined to make what Jonathan Loaiziga did on Sunday a meltdown than I am Friday night. I don't think either rise to the level of being placed at the base of Meltdown Mountain, but I'm way more inclined because you actually gave away a lead.
I was going to say, the Sunday one, you gave away the lead. Now, you still won the game, but you got to remember the meltdown in Philadelphia when you won in extras, was still on Meltdown Mountain.
So that we may need to put on Meltdown Mountain. It just feels a little unfair to Loizaga. He's been so good.
But we can't.
Does everybody?
We can't do that. I don't think.
Does everybody get one freebie or no?
You can't get a mulligan.
So we don't. We're not giving mulligans for Meltdown Mountain.
I don't think so. Because maybe we'll put like a side note, like Loizaga's first.
I mean, it is a blown save. Gave up 3 hits. Put it on there. Put it on there. It's gonna.
It's a win, though.
I know, but it is in the spirit of Meltdown Mountain. So put it on the list.
It's a meltdown. You know, I'm creating a new Meltdown Mountain.
Now, I think we should have levels to the mountain.
So here was my thought.
Okay.
Are you ready? I think we list out Meltdown Mountain every month. Okay. So this is our first one, Meltdown of the Year. And then at the end of every month, like May 1st, we should bracket out the meltdowns and tier them.
So I was looking to see if they have like levels to mountains, you know, see if we could take something from there to like classify this, because I think this is a low level meltdown. It's the first one he's had this season.
So I have a question.
They still won the game.
Yeah.
Base level of the mountain is where we put this one.
I think so too. It's a base level.
It's a base level meltdown.
So Jonathan, okay, so this happened on
this was yesterday, April 5th. 4/5/26. Jonathan Loizaga.
26. Jonathan Loizaga.
Blown save. Yeah. John just said base camp. This is a base camp meltdown. I mean, this is not. We're okay. We can get by. But this is. Michael says high, mid, low. That I don't know if is that enough groups. That's just 3 categories that we can put stuff in.
So here's my problem. Not my problem, but here's what I think.
And I know
like
nothing
they won
about
the game. So
that's why I want to put it at the lowest level. It is still a meltdown.
So
I think
I think there's a meltdown. Maybe we have our own tier where you still won the game. Like you had a meltdown, but you won the baseball
that's why it
game.
goes on the base level. It's not, and we're not locking ourselves into this version for the entirety of the season. This is just how we're doing it right now. And if we can come up with a better way, we'll come up with a better way. But right now, first meltdown of the season. I love a good meltdown in a game they win. Those meltdowns are okay with me. But what a weird start to the year for the Diamondbacks. The offense, which we're going to break down in detail a little bit later on in the program, because it is insane.
It's bad
what some of the numbers look offensively for the Arizona Diamondbacks right now. But you split. You have an off day today. It's a 3-game series starting in New York tomorrow. Now, a little bit of an update, because we learned this during the last commercial break. The games the next 2 days have been moved up. They were supposed to be 4:10 local time starts for us here, 7:10 on the East Coast out there in New York. They are now 4:10 Eastern time starts. So they're going to start at 1:10. So a little bit after we get off the air the next 2 days, the Diamondbacks will take on the New York Mets out there in New York. 480-864-1060, the phone number. You want to chime in on the weekend that the Diamondbacks had. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, could the Cardinals pull a redo? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crows, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows, Whiskey Myers. Saturday, August 15th, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
When I was a kid, my dream wasn't a mansion. It wasn't a yacht. It was a 250cc Kawasaki dirt bike sitting in the garage. That garage and that bike represented freedom. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. At A1 Garage Door Service, we know your garage holds more than tools. It holds dreams. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
Jumbo Shrimp is back at Del Taco. One bite of Del's Jumbo Shrimp Taco, and yeah, you're on a whole different level of flavor. Top tier, no notes. Crispy golden shrimp, crunchy cabbage, fresh house-made pico de gallo, and savory secret sauce, all wrapped up in a warm flour tortilla with a fresh-cut lime wedge. And right now, get two for just $6. They're only here for a limited time, so level up with two crispy jumbo shrimp tacos for $6. Only at Del Taco.
Del, yeah.
Price and participation may vary.
Helping your money do more means putting yourself in the financial driver's seat.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no better or more literal way to do that than with a low-rate auto loan from America First Credit Union. Plus, for a limited time, when you finance your new vehicle with America First, you'll enjoy no payments for 90 days. And that means getting more mileage out of every cent you spend. So make your money move. Head to AmericaFirst.com to apply for pre-approval of your low-rate auto loan today. Eligibility, terms, conditions, and creditworthiness apply. Subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Wekopa Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. And definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wekopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach.
I've had more than a couple job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix, and my former player, Matt Ispia. And that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down because, number one, I kind of wanted to go with him. Number two,
so they offered you the head coaching job?
Well, we talked seriously about it. Let's say that.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KTUS AM 1060.
Back here on the lunch break, KTUS AM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Chris Schubert, producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. We move closer and closer to the start of the NFL draft. Round 1 is going to be here before you know it. And boy, was there something over the weekend that started to take on a life of its own. This rumor that circulated that the Dallas Cowboys are interested in moving up in the 2026 NFL draft. And producer Evan, if you don't mind, I need your participation in this. I need a little assistance from you. Can you look up the 2026 NFL draft order for me? Going to be very important, very key to what we're doing here. I need the order for the 2026 NFL draft. Okay, first question for you. Can you tell me where the Arizona Cardinals pick in the 2026 NFL draft?
Number 3. Number 3. 3rd over.
That's going to be a drop. You can just make that your post-show work right there. I need that on the board, along with I'm a big Moon guy. Because number 3rd is just, that's going to be great.
3rd overall.
The Dallas Cowboys. Where do they pick?
The Dallas Cowboys select number 12.
Number 12. So hold on. Just, I want to make something very clear here. You told me that the Arizona Cardinals picked number 3 in the 2026 NFL draft, right?
Correct.
You then told me that the Dallas Cowboys pick number 12 in the 2026 NFL
Correct.
draft.
9 picks after the Cardinals.
And Dallas is interested in moving up. And one of the teams that has been linked to wanting to move down and could be a suitable partner for the Cowboys would be the Arizona Cardinals at number 3.
Correct.
Well, now we need to get into the time machine because we need to go back to 2023. So, producer Evan, I need some participation here. Can you pull up the 2023 NFL draft? And when you do that, you'll see something very interesting. You will see that when that draft started, the Arizona Cardinals were scheduled to pick number 3 overall. You will know that they didn't make that selection at number 3 overall because they traded out of it. And where was their initial trade down to?
12.
It was with the Houston Texans at pick number 12. So could we be watching a rerun in a good way? Because let me remind you what the Cardinals got from moving from 3 to 12 that year. They traded pick number 3 and pick number 105, which was a 4th rounder. They got number 12, which was a pick swap. They got pick number 33, which was the top selection in the 2nd round. And they also got a 2024 first and 3rd round selections. They got an additional first, a 3rd the next year, and they also got the top pick in that draft class, in the 2nd round of that draft class. They then moved that pick, and that's how Tennessee ended up with Will Levis. But the original trade to move back 9 spots was you got to give us a future first, you got to give us 3rd next year, and you got to give us a really high number 2. Now, this is where this becomes a bit of a problem. Because Dallas may be interested in moving up from 12. Dallas doesn't own a 2nd round pick. Next year, Dallas doesn't control their own 1st round pick. That pick's going to go to New York. The better of the 2 picks is going to go to New York. So they don't have control of their own pick next year, so you can't get that additional first. So it kind of complicates it a little bit. But the roadmap's there. Monty has already done this. He has already gone back this far in a draft. And so we know what his asking price is. We know what he wants to land in that potential trade down. He wants an extra first. He wants a 3rd. And he wants a really good number 2. Now, Dallas doesn't have that, so they're going to have to get creative. But we could see a redo. We could see a rerun of the 2023 NFL draft. And you know what? For a Cardinals team that we think is going to be picking pretty high in 2027, that wants to get a quarterback, having 2 first-round picks makes it a lot easier for you to move around that board. Makes it a lot easier for you to move up if you need to, if you just are out of the range that you need to, and you need to move up a spot, 2 spots to land your quarterback. Having those extra picks certainly helps. Now, I am still not operating under the assumption that Monty is safe. I think Monty's on the hot seat this year. So I don't know if you make this trade to accumulate this type of capital unless you know you're going to be the guy that's making those selections. So that's an interesting wrinkle to all of this. But the roadmap is there. The Cardinals have done this before. And so if they want to do it again, that's the asking price. I don't know if anyone's going to meet it. Because remember, who did Houston come up for? Will Anderson Jr. Is there that type of player at number 3? Do teams feel that way about David Bailey? Do teams feel that way about Arvell Reese? Do teams feel that way about Tate? Do they feel that way about Jeremiah Love? The way Houston felt about Will Anderson Jr. Only takes one. Just need one team to do it. I just don't know if there is a team and a player. It appears that it's going to be David Bailey if there's a team that's going to jump up. That appears to be the player. And so it's another pass rusher. But we've seen this before. So we know Monty will do this. It's just a question of will a team meet that asking price.
And this specifically feels like a Cowboys move, right? Like the Cowboys willing to move up. You're not surprised to hear that out of their camp because listen, the Cowboys, they love flash. They love making the move to move up. That's what Jerry has kind of been in love with over the last decade or so. And so if they're willing to come up to go get David Bailey, I'm certainly willing to play ball with them and move back to 12. Because if we know anything about the Cowboys, they're willing to put anything on the line to get where they want to get.
Right, but they kind of did that when they traded for Quinn Williams, when they traded Micah Parsons. Right. Are they going to do it again? Are they going to do another big-time move? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be super inclined to make that type of big splash. And again, they have 2 firsts in this year's class. They have 12 and 20. They're not going to package both of those to move up to 3.
No.
They don't have a second to move in the deal. So you're going to ask for their third. Like, I don't know if they are the natural fit.
What if it's 12 and 20?
But would they do that?
A third and you give them your second?
Okay, hold on. Hold on here. Because you know where my brain just went.
You move up to go get Ty Simpson in this.
Right.
And you move back. So now you pick a 12 and 20.
Okay, all right. So hold on. Because you just unlocked something here, and this is how we don't hit breaks. This is how we don't hit breaks on time, because we get to some good stuff here. I need the NFL draft pick trade value chart. Because I need to see if this
this thing's been around for decades.
I know. I need to look it up. And I need the which model do we want to use? We'll use this one. This is the Rich Hill one that everybody uses. Okay, break out the trusted, patented lunch break calculator, if you don't mind, producer Evan.
Of course.
So pick number 3 is worth 514. Okay?
514?
514.
Okay.
And then you said we're also going to move 33 in the deal, right?
Correct.
Or, excuse me, 34 in the deal. We got to add 175.
Okay.
So what does that give us? That's
689.
So Dallas, 12 is 347.
347.
20 is 269.
Okay.
So I got to do some math here. Hold on.
Do you want me to give you the number?
Sure.
616.
So they would have to give up a little more then. Dallas would.
And what were the Cardinals?
Cardinals were 689.
So no, Dallas would have to give up less.
No, the 2 picks that the Cardinals have are worth 689 points wise.
And the 2 picks the Cowboys have are worth 616.
So the Cowboys have to give up more to meet the 689 asking price.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
So
I think, where do they pick in the third?
92. That's only 43 points. That gets us to 659. So we're close.
I'm okay with that.
You give me 12, 20, and 92 for 3 and 34. I can get somebody at 12. I can get Ty Simpson at 20, and then I pick 92. I pick 65, 92. So then I come out of that. Hold on. I come out of that with 12, 20.
I would do
65.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
92 and 105. So I get basically 5 top 105 players.
Correct.
I do that in a heartbeat. Because that's the only way it would work from Dallas's perspective, because they don't have the second round capital and they don't have control of their first round pick next year. So you'd have to prioritize picks in this year's class. You'd have to prioritize. You got to give me both 12 and 20. We'll give you 34. You got to give us 92.
Correct.
And if I'm Monty, I say, hey, that's a bargain for you. I'm taking less here than I'm supposed to for this pick. These 2 picks are worth more than that.
To you, yeah.
So you got to throw
you essentially, it's what it is, more or less. If you look at the Cardinals, because they pick at 34, it's almost a first round pick. You don't get the option, but you then have the flexibility, if you're the Cowboys, to say, hey, we just moved up 9 spots and moved back 14.
Sorry, I'm just doing I'm using the Jimmy Johnson model to just
and
look at those
that
numbers.
makes it a little different.
Well, it's 1,200 for pick 12, it's 850 for pick 20, and then what else did we say? Pick 92.
Correct.
I just got to get the math on that. 92 is 132. So let me just do some quick math here. That's a 2. That's an 8. I'm not using a calculator. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. That's 9, 11. It's a little. That model doesn't work out as well.
It doesn't?
Well, because pick number 3 is worth 2,200 points.
Correct.
Pick 12 is worth 1,200. Pick
20
is worth 850. So that gets us to 2050. So that's just enough to move up to 3. So it would just be 12 and 20 to move up to 3. And that's close enough in value if you use that model. Teams don't use that model as much anymore.
It's more Rich Hills.
It's more Rich Hills model. Yep, 100%. So at first I thought not possible for Dallas. You threw out something that made me go, okay, that's certainly possible. And that's how you land Ty Simpson. That's how you
want Ty Simpson? There's your answer.
That's how you move up from 33 to get Ty Simpson. Now, it's a massive roll of the dice because what if he's not there at 20?
And you're moving back from 3 and up at 20. But the one thing you do, this team needs help at a lot of places.
Okay, can I throw out the craziest idea of them all?
Yeah.
You could take him at 12 if you're worried about him not getting to 20.
There it is.
And then you could take somebody at 20.
20.
If you're that worried.
Everybody was waiting for one of us to say it, but that's the truth.
Now, mind you, I don't know if I do that.
Listen.
I don't know if I take Ty Simpson in the first round, but if you want Ty Simpson, there's your path. For weeks, we've been trying to figure out how you can get there.
You want to play for clicks? You want to play for flash? Make this trade. Ty Simpson at 12, Tyson at 20, move on.
There you go. All right, I have to get us to a break because if not, we're going to miss the last segment of the hour. So we'll keep pulling on this thread as the show continues. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, decision time fast approaching for the Arizona Diamondbacks. What will they do? That's next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Ringo Starr and his all-star band. With friends Steve Lukather from Toto. From Men at Work, Colin Hay. From Average White Band, Hamish Stewart. Friday, June 12th at 7:30 p.m. Gamage Auditorium. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Danny Zalesko Presents.
For profit utility. So what does that mean for you? It means everything we do is done with you in mind. Like offering flexible rates, payment plans for every income level, and best-in-class reliability. It also allows us to make decisions that benefit our community. As a not-for-profit, SRP prioritizes power, water, and you. Find savings, reliability, and more at srp.net/value.
With a global credit card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores, or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your global credit card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Summer is calling, and Playcation is back at Talking Stick Resort with rates from just $129 and no resort fees for locals. Book now for stays May 15th through September 13th for one unforgettable staycation. Enjoy $25 in free play, $25 towards your favorite spa treatment, and more. Make Talking Stick Resort your summer destination. Book your stay today at TalkingStickResort.com. Life well played. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
People that haven't watched college basketball would say that there was no real Cinderella team. It's Iowa. You know why? Because Iowa isn't even Iowa. They're the Drake Bulldogs, the 30-plus win team, and they were coached by Ben McCullum. And McCullum got a job this year as the Iowa head coach. And you know what Ben McCullum did? He brought over 5 guys from Drake. 4 leading scorers or top 3 scorers are from Drake. Iowa is your Cinderella story.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060, Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today here on the show. We're wrapping up hour number 1 here. We're going to have more on that trade idea that we threw out there in the last segment, more in hour number 2 of the program. But I did want to at least mention here in hour number 1, it looks like we are getting very close to a return for Merrill Kelly. He's going to make one more rehab start, not with AAA. It looks like it's just going to be an extended spring training kind of start here at Salt River, and then he will return. It looks like the Baltimore series is when they expect him to return to the rotation, and that leads to what are they going to do? Are they going to roll with a 6-man rotation, or is somebody going to be removed from the starting 5? And it's a very interesting question for the Diamondbacks to solve, because you've got 2 candidates that if you wanted to go with just a 5-man rotation, you got 2 guys that probably should be under consideration to be removed from the rotation. And those 2 guys are Ryan Nelson and Brandon Pfaadt, because both guys have struggled to start the year. Both guys have not pitched up to the caliber that you expect them or you think they could have. And they're the 2 guys that have minor league options. So you can send them down. You can keep them stretched out. They can make starts. They can throw innings. So you're not just putting them out in the pen and then they're 2 innings here, then they're off for 4 days, then 1 inning here. You can keep them on a regular. Every 5 days you're going to pitch. We're going to work on a bunch of stuff, and then when we need you, you're ready to go. Because I don't know if they're going to go to a 6-man rotation and bump somebody from the pen. Because your candidates with options in the pen to move down are Juan Murillo, not happening. Andrew Hoffman, not happening. He's been great. And then Taylor Rashi, who you just called up, who looked good in his 9 pitches on Sunday. So I'm not sure there's a spot in the bullpen for either of these guys. And so it does feel like they're going to want to go to just a 5-man rotation. And so it is Ryan Nelson or Brandon Pfaadt. And so keep a very close eye on both of those guys in their next starts, because they could be auditioning to stay in the rotation as the 4th person. Zach Allen not going anywhere. Eduardo Rodriguez, of course not going anywhere. Michael Soroka, you remove him from this rotation, you're doing yourself a disservice. He's allowed 1 earned run in 10 innings pitched. Is it going to last? Is that sustainable over the course of the season? I don't know. I just know right now he's one of your 5 best pitchers, so he needs to be in the rotation. And then if there comes a time where he's not one of your 5 best, then you make a change. But right now, Zach Gallen is one of your 5 best. Eduardo Rodriguez is one of your 5 best. Michael Soroka is one of your 5 best. And Merrill Kelly is one of your 5 best. Is the 5th of the 5 best Ryan Nelson or Brandon Pfaadt? I don't know. Both have had struggles to start the season. So their next starts, Ryan Nelson on Wednesday and Brandon Pfaadt on Saturday. Watch those starts with a little bit of a closer eye. Watch those starts like they are auditions, because they are. If they aren't going to go to a 6-man rotation, and I don't know if they will, they could just kick the can down the road, send down Taylor Rashi, go to a 6-man rotation, pitch short in the bullpen. I don't think that's a good idea. With this bullpen, they could do it. But watch Ryan Nelson, watch Brandon Pfaadt this week, because they could be pitching for their place in the rotation. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. We got a lot to do in hour number 2. We'll talk about the Cardinals offense. Talk more about the Diamondbacks offense, the Cardinals draft. But we start hour number 2 with a little buy or sell, and we do it next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can change fast. That's when the attorneys at Sweet James step in. They help you understand your rights, connect you with medical care, and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. You don't pay anything unless your case is resolved successfully, and help is available 24 hours a day. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
Bob Dylan in person. One night only. June 23rd, Arizona Financial Theater. Bob Dylan. Plus Lucinda Williams and her band. And the John Doe Folk Trio. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bob Dylan Live, plus Lucinda Williams and her band, and the John Doe Folk Trio. Show starts promptly at 7 p.m.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Winning once, that's a good season. But building a streak, that takes showing up. Every call, every claim, every day. AAA Auto Insurance is ranked #1 for auto insurance customer satisfaction in the Southwest by J.D. Power. 2 years in a row. And we don't take this repeat for granted, because trust isn't a given, it's earned. Join the millions of satisfied drivers who choose AAA Auto Insurance. Get a quote at AAA.com/quote. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit JDPower.com/awards.
This is Arizona's biggest name in gaming. Whether it's the brilliantly brand new White Tanks or the always spectacular West Valley right down the street, we've got you covered with the hottest slots and tables, state-of-the-art sports book, dazzling dining like the legendary Morton's The Steakhouse, entertainment, and more. The brand new Desert Diamond White Tanks and Desert Diamond West Valley.
An enterprise of the Donna Automation. Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, and you can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today here on the show. I always find it interesting, producer Evan. I don't know if everybody else will find this interesting. Like, if you ever want to know what goes on during the show, if you're on the YouTube, you can just see, like, just the number, like, just the notes that I have written down. And today it's just a bunch of math. Just a bunch of numbers. Like, if somebody walked in and they pulled off the rundown and they looked at it,
they would think you're a crazy
They would be like,
person.
what are you doing?
Yes.
You're doing math by hand? Because my phone was far away and I'm like, I could just do it. And I'm not using a pen. I'm
It
using
makes
a red
for better
Sharpie.
radio.
I don't know about that. I don't know. We have fun here. That's all I can say. We have fun here on the program. In fact, we had so much fun with that segment. The thing I was supposed to do at 12:15, I'm moving to tomorrow.
We're bumping.
And we're going to just go back into that again because we had so much fun breaking it down. And I've got even more thoughts. And I'm going to read you the quote that started all this in the first place.
Right.
From Todd McShay.
All of this very important.
So with that, let's get to a little buy or sell first.
I'm concerned about the D-backs offense for the rest of the year.
The rest of the year, no. I'm not concerned about the rest of the year. Am I concerned about this week? Yes. Am I concerned about the rest of April? Yes. Because short term, I haven't seen the signs of them breaking out of this. They'll get there. It's a long season. They just got a lot of guys that are cold to start the year. I mean, if your name isn't Corbin Carroll, you are not having a good start.
Ildemaro Vargas.
Okay, yes. It's a very small sample size, but yes.
What's he hitting? 700?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
It's above 500.
Because I have the Diamondbacks page open here.
Is he a qualified hitter? Probably not.
He's a 1674 OPS, in case you were keeping track at home. 545. Vargas is hitting in his 12 plate appearances. And by the way, he's going to get a ton of opportunity here with both Jordan Lawler and Carlos Santana down with injuries.
By the way, I guess we're going to do this later.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, just that couldn't be worse for us. Couldn't be worse for him. Couldn't be worse for us as a show.
Which gets me into my next buy or sell.
I mean, come on.
It's time.
No.
You're selling?
Are you asking me, is it time for Ryan Walshman?
It's time.
It's not time.
It is time.
It's not time.
We teach him how to play first base.
No, it's not time. Where's Jose Fernandez going to play?
Third base.
Where's Nolan Arenado going to play?
Done.
No, that's not happening. Nolan Arenado is going to be playing third base. I know he had a couple of very weird defensive miscues in the field.
Very weird.
Like not.
Who's gonna play in the outfield right now?
Corbin Carroll's going to play right field if that's okay with you.
Yes. Alec Thomas will play center.
Alec Thomas will play center because he's been good defensively. He's not swinging a good bat. Good thing I didn't take the bet, but he's playing good defensively.
He's swinging a real bad bat and really.
Okay.
You want to? If you really want to do this, I'm a huge nerd. Not swinging a fast bat.
No, it's not good. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. It's not good. Tim Tawa could play left. Ildemaro Vargas is going to have to get some time somewhere.
Correct. Jose play any left?
No, Jose.
We said he couldn't play first. So,
but he had played it before. You're going to get Lourdes Gurriel back here.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Okay, we've got a major problem.
But
the microphone is in its state where if I yank on it, it's going to fall. Because I've done this before where like I adjust it and I lose the whole thing. And I can tell that we're losing it. Let me do some maintenance here on the air. See, I told you I was going to.
Oh, no.
I told you. I could see it coming a mile away. I could see it loosening up, and I knew what I needed.
And now you lost the bolt.
No, I didn't lose the bolt. Stand by. Hold on here. Hold on. Let me just move this monitor real quick. Hold on. Want to give me the next buy or sell
Ladies
here?
and gentlemen, we got a problem here.
No, we're going to be fine.
A bolt comes off, the microphone in hand now, which if you've seen,
and this is why you
if
watch
you've seen
the
us do the show from home, you're a stick mic guy.
At home, I am. This is a heavy piece of equipment here. All right, what's the next buy or sell while I fix this?
Jordan Ott's biggest test may be from now until the end of the year.
Why do you say this? Why do you ask this question of me?
Because now he is dealing with a healthy lineup and finding. So I think here's what I'll say. Well, it was impressive to see what they did when these guys weren't healthy. The lineups were caked in. Like the lineups were built in. No Dylan Brooks tonight. We're going to have to run it this way. No Mark Williams tonight. We're going to have to run it this way. No Jalen Green tonight. We're going to have to do it this way.
So now that you're healthy.
Now he has more say, more decision. So this is really when you can kind of see.
Right. It's how do I allocate the minutes that I want to give to these guys every night? Which pairings, which groupings, which trios do I want on the floor together at certain times in certain flow states of the game? From that perspective, I think I'll buy this take and agree with you. Yeah, that this is, I mean, you said pressure?
I said this is the biggest test.
Okay. I'm okay with that because I don't know if there's pressure on Jordan Knott, right?
No,
That's
I don't think
unfair.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't say that either.
But this is a test for him, yeah, because he's got to try to put the pieces of a puzzle together. And he's got 4 regular season games left to do it.
To do so, correct.
And so, and you saw a little bit of it on Sunday. Hey, this is probably a preview of our playoff rotation. I don't know if it's going to work.
But that's it.
But that's probably it. And so now he has a game's worth of tape that he can watch. And he can see, all right, did I like all of this? Or was this sloppy? Was this sloppy because we're missing something? Or was it sloppy because these guys haven't played a bunch together? What's the reason for the sloppiness? And so that's what he's going to have to.
Those are the questions you're going to have to answer.
Yep, that's what he's going to have to work on here with 4 regular season games to go.
The Cardinals are more than 50% likely to trade out of the third pick.
50%.
I had to do this.
I think at best it's 50-50 because it takes two to tango. So you can 100% want to trade out of the pick. You need somebody on the other side that wants to move up and is willing to meet your asking price.
So you're saying sell?
So I'm going to sell this. I think at best it's 50-50.
Okay, this one comes because I saw this on Twitter.
So this, you're gonna give credit where credit is due. Then,
can I be honest with you? I don't know if I saw I can't remember where I saw this, but it's a generic conversation. Like it's not.
All right, I'll be the judge of it.
Would you rather lose by? I would rather lose by one than get blown out on the national stage. This referring to U of A getting blown out by Michigan. You see, I don't think I need to give credit.
I would much rather lose by one than to get. I'll tell you. Let me tell you.
And the
this.
conversation was: would you rather get blown out or would you rather lose by one?
This is where you be a professional and you take this and you move it a step further and you put your own little spin on it. Yeah. Are you ready for this? Now I'm removed from this, so maybe the U of A people in the building will think I'm crazy for saying this.
We should get Rudy in here.
I would rather lose in the Sweet 16 than lose the way they did on Saturday. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I would rather lose in the Sweet 16 and allow that narrative to continue. Because people forget about it by the next weekend. Because the next weekend rolls around and now it's the Elite Eight. Now we're in the Final Four. Now we've got the championship game. You made it to the Final Four and you were the only game on. You were the only game on the screen and you got blown out and you got embarrassed. And so that's going to be what everybody remembers. Where if you lose in the second round, if you lose in the Sweet 16, it's forgotten about. We have the shortest attention spans ever. People move on to the next thing. They can't move on to the next thing because there was only one more next thing.
So I disagree. And I think it works slightly different just for the fact of how the NCAA tournament works. When you get to the Final Four, you do cut down nets, right? So I think that does matter. And they haven't been there in 25 years. At some point, the situation matters. So they needed to get over the hump of getting to the Final Four. I didn't expect it to be that bad, and that's right. Really bad.
Are you ready for this?
But do you feel that way? Had they lost by 5 or had they lost in a close game, would you say the same thing?
But this is, yes.
You would say, if they lost by 1, you would say, man, I would have rather lose in Sweet 16.
They lost by 1 to Michigan. But I'd rather have lost in the Sweet 16. Yeah, probably.
Really?
To get that close and not cash in, it hurts. At least I can convince myself. I'm lying to myself. But I can convince myself, hey, we lost in the Sweet 16. It was a fluke.
I'm trying to just go back in my brain. I don't Eagles lose the Super Bowl. Eagles lost the Super Bowl in the fourth quarter in a comeback. I don't see a world where I would say I'd rather them lose in the wild card because the NFC Championship was so great and because getting to the spectacle is getting to the Final Four and cutting down the nets. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we've got Code who says he's I didn't know this about Code. He is a U of A guy, which is interesting.
Oh, Code.
Well, hold on. We have a great rapport and a great relationship with Code. And he very, very much has put the Sun Devil U of A thing aside. So credit to you, Code.
Yes.
Who says, I'm an Arizona fan, and people harp their first-round upset losses way more than any others at any point in the tournament. Okay, fair.
So that's what I agree. You had to get – eventually they had to get over the hump, and that's past the Sweet 16. That's in the Elite Eight.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question, because I've seen a lot of this on social media. It's okay. It was a successful season. They got over the hump. Did they?
Did
they really? Well, did you really get over the hump because you made it to the Final Four, and then you looked like you didn't belong? Did you really get over the hump? Do you really? Honestly, I'm not trying to do the whole U of A, ASU thing. I'm really not. This is a legitimate question. Do you really feel better about your program? Really?
Okay.
Do you actually feel better about yourself?
You know what this goes back to? Here's the question.
This is the ASU
Here's
thing.
the question. Would you rather lose the game to Texas or get blown out by Ohio State? But it's different because this is a program. Because if you get blown out by Ohio State in your ASU, you lose momentum. And you were building a program back up.
Right.
U of A is not that. They are
In college basketball, they're a powerhouse.
They're a light blue blood.
Right.
They're a medium blue blood.
They're really good.
Yeah, they're very good. And I wouldn't call them the UNCs, the Dukes of the world, but they're that next category, certainly. And so for them, it's not a rebuild. It's not about building momentum, but they had to get back. And
I know, and then they got back.
And then,
they got back, and then they look like they didn't belong. So are you really back then? I mean, listen, John brings up a good point. Arizona was in the tournament, ASU wasn't. So you're right, I'm not trying to do that.
No, we're in two very different places.
I'm legitimately asking, do you actually feel like they're back when you get in? You lose by 1 to Michigan? Yeah. Absolutely, you're back.
It's the flip, and I never thought about it until we started talking about it, but it is the flip. It's if you were ASU and you got blown out by the Ohio State team that won the national championship, would you have felt worse than losing that,
I think you
crazy game in overtime to Texas?
I think you would have. I think.
Yeah, I think you would have too. And I said that. Like I've been kind of on the record saying that the whole time.
Coach says 36-3, cut down the Nets 3 times this year, back to the Final Four, locked up Tommy Lloyd for now. Successful year, yes, they're back in the mix. Okay,
all of that is positive.
You know what? I will. As a U of A fan, you're the first person to criticize your team when it goes south. So for you to say that despite getting blown out on Saturday, it's a successful season and you feel like you're back, okay, then you answer my question.
This next one, Manny Machado. Did you see this?
The
Manny Machado tried to kick the ball yesterday.
Listen, don't throw the ball at he threw it at his feet. No, he very clearly tried to kick the ball. And he didn't try. He was very successful.
Yeah, he kicked the ball.
I mean, I saw the video again during the break.
He
looks at where the ball's coming.
It's a hop and like a skip, and then he steps on it, essentially.
I think he purposely.
This is not his first time doing something like this.
By the way, rough start to the season for the Red Sox.
Thank God I was the O's who just got swept out by the Pirates, but it still might be better.
Ranger Suarez has not been good in his first 2 starts up there in Boston. I told you. We did not bring this debate on air. Off air, you and I all winter long were debating about Ranger Suarez. Early returns.
He was great in the WBC.
Early returns favoring me. He has not been good. And the Red Sox in general have not been good.
I was going to say, like,
your Roman Anthony takes, not aging well because the team's not playing well.
No. Noodle arm out there and left. Did you see his throw yesterday?
I did not, no.
It was bad.
I got to tell you, that game didn't get... I saw the Machado play because obviously... Can we talk, since we're talking baseball, can I bring it up here? Because just in case we don't get to it in the leftovers, because we got, I already know we've got a jam-packed leftovers. We got a national championship tonight. UNC hired a head coach. We got a lot going on for the leftovers.
You want to do it? I'll make a buy or sell out of it right now.
Thank you.
Joe Adell with one of the greatest defensive games in the history of Major League Baseball.
It's the greatest defensive game I've ever seen an outfielder have. If you are living under a rock and you missed it over the weekend, Saturday night, Joe Adell.
I flipped on this game in the 9th just because of how it was going.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times robbed the Mariners of clear-cut home runs. And I know when people say home run robbery and the ball looks like it's not going to get over the fence. No, the first 2 were going to go over the fence. It was a 1-0 game in the top of the 9th. J.P. Crawford of the Seattle Mariners hits a home run. I mean, he hits
down
a home
the
run.
line.
Joe Adell in the short corner there in LA leaps and catches the ball as he dives into the stands. There is a photo on social media that should be the cover of MLB The Show next year.
Correct.
Make it the cover of the show.
It is Joe Adell.
It is Joe Adell
standing in the
stands. It is a picture from a fan in the stands. And it is the back of Joe Adell's jersey. So you see Adell in the number 7, and he is looking back out. Onto the field with his glove in the air with the baseball. It's the greatest defensive play I've ever seen somebody make. It's incredible. And not only that, he robbed 2 other home runs. They won the game 1-0. It was just incredible.
Angels are 5-5 on the year, but the season is unfortunately over.
Yeah, because they lost Mike Trout. Got hit on the hand.
Stop hitting him, people. The guy gets hit on the hand every April.
Then he misses 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've seen this before. He's headed to the 15-day IL. That'll mean 60.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He was having such a good start to the season, too.
He really was.
It's kind of like the Jordan Lawler thing, right?
Exactly like the Jordan Lawler thing.
Now the
by the way,
difference is Mike Trout is Mike Trout and Jordan Lawler is Jordan Lawler, but
I got to tell you, they're very similar players, right? Like,
I don't know.
Defensively, they're great. Jordan Lawler's just working on the bat, but very similar.
You got anything else?
We're talking baseball.
Okay.
So the A's Astros series was quite possibly one of the funniest of all time.
All right, let me get the box score.
I believe it was 11-0, like 11-2 A's. Then it was like 11-1 Astros. And then yesterday they played a 12-10 thriller that ended in a 3-run walk-off homer in the 10th.
3-game series out in Sacramento. Game 1, the A's won 11-4. They lost the second game of the series 11-0. They won 12-10, a walk-off 3-run home run in the 10th inning by Brent Rooker.
They gave up like a 4-run lead. This game was 9-5 or something like that, and they gave it all up in the 8th and 9th.
It was 9-5 in the 7th. The Astros scored 4 in the 8th to make it 9-9. They scored 1 run in the 10th to make it 10-9. Brent Rooker walked them off with the 3-run homer in the 10th.
If you guys don't watch A's baseball,
No,
I
this
encourage.
and by the way, 2 examples here to close out buy or sell. AL West after dark. I mean, this is why we tell you to watch these games. Astros A's, 2 AL West teams. Mariners Angels, Joe Adell. This is why we tell you AL West after dark is some of the best baseball you can ever watch. The teams aren't always great, but
I just want to be clear, the teams are not very good.
Weird stuff happens.
Tonight we have no AL West after dark. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, we do. Mariners playing Texas.
What do we have? Oh, that's a 5:05.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got to tell you. Braves Angels starting at 6:38 tonight. That game's going to be weird. I just guarantee you right now.
Chris Sale's going to dominate that lineup.
Yeah, that's going to be a weird one.
That's all I got for you.
Another great edition of Buy or Sell. You know what they say? There's nothing like the Monday Buy or Sell after a weekend in which U of A gets blown out in the Final Four. You know what they say. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, we talked about it a little bit in hour number 1. Could the Cardinals and Cowboys line up for a first-round draft trade? We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
ASU baseball continues this Tuesday evening right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils as they look to score a win over the Lopes of GCU. Head coach Lee Bloomquist is ready to have his team give it their all on the diamond and earn another win. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Grand Canyon University this Tuesday evening. Pregame at 5:45 p.m. and first pitch at 6 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and the KDUS app.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union Series.
Monument Valley? Check. Grand Canyon? Check. Sedona? Check. Camelback? Check. Think you've seen it all in Arizona? Well, if you haven't been fishing, you haven't seen a thing. From ponds and reservoirs to rivers and lakes, our state has no shortage of ways to cast a line for beginners and pros. And a fishing license is your passport to all of them. Get your license at azgfd.gov and discover a whole new way to see Arizona.
On May 3rd, experience the hits, the history, and the harmony that defined a generation. War, live at Stargazer Pavilion at Cliff Castle Casino Hotel. After decades of iconic hits, you can watch War live at Cliff Castle on May 3rd. With tickets starting at just $45, get yours today at cliffcastlecasinohotel.com or at the Hunt and Gather gift shop.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Being a number 2 seed usually comes with a certain level of respect in the tournament. That won't be the case tonight. UConn walks into the national title game as a clear underdog, a label that probably says much more about Michigan than it does UConn. The Wolverines have looked like the most complete team in the field. UConn has had to grind out everything in March so far. That's what makes this stage different. But you have to give the Huskies a chance. This isn't the NBA. There's no 7-game series. It's 40 minutes, one run, one stretch, one moment can flip everything, especially when you have Dan Hurley on your sideline. So yes, the odds lean the other way. But when you consider Hurley's track record, the tournament history, and the sheer chaos of luck, March has never cared much for the odds. And for one night, that's all UConn needs to go from underdog to champion. Again, I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. A personal question. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It's a whole lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever toilet paper leaves behind. You can make the trade of the season, switch from toilet paper, and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals, but Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that goes above and beyond to help you keep more of what matters. No hunting, no hassle, just confidence that your coverage customized with savings in mind. Start your quote at libertymutual.com.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan on the other side of the glass. We first kind of talked about this in hour number 1 of the show. Could the Cardinals have a redo of the 2023 NFL draft? Because Todd McShay over on his podcast talked about the Cardinals being interested in moving out of the number 3 pick. And he threw out Dallas as a potential team that might be willing to move up. He wasn't reporting that they were talking. He wasn't reporting that the two teams are looking to deal with one another. He was just saying, hey, I know from what I've been hearing, Cardinals kind of want to move out at number 3. Let's try to figure out some teams that may want to move up. And the Cowboys were a team that he threw out there. So let's read the quote. Quote, trading out of number 3 remains one of the priorities or one of the things that could absolutely happen with Arizona. There's a lot of buzz about Dallas and what comes to the noise with Dallas trading up from 12 to 3 to get Bailey, right? Keep it in state, Texas Tech, pass rusher. Most importantly, they've put all their efforts into rebuilding that defense over the last year, end quote. That's what he had to say. Throwing it out there as a potential. We know Dallas kind of wants to move up. We know they like David Bailey. They can move up to 3 and get him. The Cardinals can get what they want to move out. He wasn't saying that they were talking. He wasn't throwing out some ideas, but we can take it and we can run with it. All right, let's say these two teams do line up. We told you in hour number 1 of the show, the last time the Cardinals were in this exact spot, what they wanted to move out from number 3. It was a pick swap. They threw in a 4th-round pick. They got a future first, a future third, and they added a second in 2023 at the time. Well, it's kind of difficult for the Cowboys to do that because they don't have a second-round pick in this year's class. Their first-round pick next year is kind of hung up with the Jets and the Packers. So that makes it way more complicated to move that pick and hard to come up with the right value. And so producer Evan asked in hour number 1, well, could you make a deal that includes both 12 and 22 because the Cowboys have 2 selections in this year's class? And so we threw out what we felt was fair value. It's actually shortchanging the Cardinals a little bit. But what we used the Rich Hill trade value chart that had the Cardinals moving picks 3 and 34, which for a total value is $689. And then we had them getting back 12, 20, and 92. And that was a total of $659. So the Cardinals kind of shorting themselves by about 30 on the trade value chart. So it would be advantage Dallas to get 3 and 34. But for the Cardinals, could it solve a very interesting dilemma that they have? And it's only an interesting dilemma if they love Ty Simpson. Taking him at 3 feels a little rich. Him getting to 34 feels a little outlandish. Could moving back from 3 and moving up from 34 in the same deal and going to 12 and 20 solve that problem? Could you still end up with Ty Simpson? Could you take him at 12 and feel more comfortable about it because you have a pick at 20 and you can make sure the Rams don't take him at 13, the Jets don't take him at 16. You can guarantee yourself that he's the pick at 12. And you can force that if those teams are going to get him, they got to move in front of you. And it puts a lot of pressure on them to give up capital to move up, and they're probably not going to be too comfortable with that. And it also allows you to get 2 guys in the first round. And you still get pick 92. You still have pick 65. We said pick 105 could be, they have pick 105 as well. So you would end up having, if you made this trade, if you moved 3 and 34, and you did the deal the way we outlined it with the math that we gave to you, you would have picks 12, 20, 65, 92, and 105. You can do a lot of damage with 12, 20, 65, 92, and 105. You can find some starters with 12, 20, 65, 92, and 105. You want to get 2 edge rushers? You can get 2 edge rushers with 12, 20, 65, 92, and 105. And by the way, you don't even need to do this to get Ty Simpson. You want 2 edge rushers? This is a way to get there. You want 2 offensive linemen? This is a way to get there.
Read my mind completely. Yeah, we outlined this as probably your best chance to get Ty Simpson. I don't think that that's why you do this move, though. This is about getting more picks. And you would pick up a pick in the process and move forward from 34 to 20. I think there's a lot of value in that. And there's a ton of value.
You would think, now we don't know how the board would play out, but you would feel like at 12, they can still get a tackle.
Correct.
At 20, they could take Ty Simpson.
And they could take Fano at 12.
Sure. And you wouldn't bat an eye at that.
No.
You'd feel pretty good about that.
Correct.
At 20, you could get an edge rusher. You can get Ty Simpson. You can get a wide receiver. You can trade down again from 20 if a team wants to move up. You have way more cards available to you, no pun intended, if you move down from 3. And we always said, how could they move down from 3 and move up from 34 to get Ty Simpson? Could this be the path?
All you do is open doors for yourself.
Right. A great way to phrase it. You just give yourself choices and options. And I am a big believer, the more choices, the more options, the more flexibility you can create for yourself on draft night, the better it is for you to have a successful draft. The more likely you are to have a successful draft because you're not boxed in to a certain direction.
Correct.
And right now, I don't want to say they're fully boxed in, but they're kind of boxed in. So latest mock draft over at The Athletic. I just clicked on this. I hadn't looked at it this morning. You want to see who got picked at 12? You want to see who got picked at 20?
Correct. Yeah, I do.
This mock draft actually did the top 100 picks. So we can look at all of these selections.
All of them except 105.
At 12, the Cowboys took Jermod McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee. Spencer Fano went 1 pick in front of this selection to the Dolphins at 11. But you know who went right after at pick 13.
Who's that?
Monroe Freeling, who we've heard linked to the Cardinals in mock drafts
Quite
in
a
the
bit.
past. So you could now get somebody
who people have linked you to
at a much more reasonable place at 12.
You move back 9 spots.
And by the way, I'll read you all of the picks after 12, right? Monroe Freeling, tackle out of Georgia, the guard out of Penn State, Keldrick Falk, the edge out of Auburn, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon, Caleb Lamu, the offensive tackle out of Utah, Dylan Thieneman, the safety out of Oregon, Blake Miller, the offensive tackle out of Clemson at 19. They have the Cowboys taking linebacker C.J. Allen at 20. Jordan Tyson goes 21 to Arizona State. So you can still get. Maxie Honachor goes 23. Mekhi Lemon is there at 24. I mean, you
got players, period. Ton of guys we like, both of us. And a ton of guys that I think could help this team and be starters right away. And this team is in a position where they have a lot of holes. And if it isn't Ty Simpson at 20, if it isn't Ty Simpson at 12, whatever it may be, whatever you think you need to take him at, there are other options out there. And this is a trade that, even if it isn't Ty Simpson, I think is going to help the team build this roster out for the foreseeable future, just because of how much they need to do to this roster.
Yeah, it would be really. I actually kind of like this idea quite a bit. Now, again, takes 2 to tango.
Cowboys need to be willing to dance with you.
And be willing to part with both of those first in the package that we suggested. But it could still let you land all of those needs that you have and actually be in a better spot. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also hang out with us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream when we come back. Jordan Lawler is going to miss the next couple of weeks. Can the Diamondbacks find their offense? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach.
I've had more than a couple job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix, and my former player, Matt Ispia. And that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down because, number one, I kind of wanted to go with him. Number
Wait, so they offered you the head coaching job?
Well, we talked seriously about it. Let's say that.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060. The Psychedelic Furs are back, live. May 28th, 7:30 p.m. at the Celebrity Theater. The Psychedelic Furs. Playing all the hits with special guests. We Are Scientists. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. The Psychedelic Furs, brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
My uncle had a Maytag washer that ran for 37 years. Never broke, not once. His motto was buy it once, cry once, and never worry again. So when I started A1 Garage Door Service, I thought about my uncle's Maytag. And I thought about you, my clients. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. I built something that no other garage door company can offer. The Max Life Spring System. The average garage door spring only lasts about 10,000 cycles. That's only 3 to 5 years. We engineered springs that last up to a lifetime, over 100,000 cycles. That's 30 plus years at a minimum. And the best part, the Max Life Spring is almost the same price as the standard springs most companies use. Buy once and never worry again. From garage door repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com. Buy once and never worry again.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one. Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort are 2 of Scottsdale's most iconic entertainment destinations, elevated by one premier loyalty experience, Salt River Rewards. Earn points on gaming, dining, and purchases. Then redeem for free play, cash, or exclusive savings on dining, spa treatments, and hotel stays with breathtaking valley views. Join today and get up to $25 in free play. Salt River Rewards at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. A disclaimer for everybody. Some of the numbers I'm about to read you may cause you discomfort. It may cause some nausea. It may cause some indigestion. You may get a headache, some heartburn. These numbers are not for the faint of heart. I'm going to read to you the batting averages for the Arizona Diamondbacks this season. Where do we start, producer Evan?
I think we start at the top of the lineup. I think you work down.
Oh, you want to do it in that order? You want to do it in lineup order? I was just going to go positive to negative. I was going to start with Ildemaro Vargas' 545 batting average.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
And be very happy about that. And then I was going to read that the second best average on the team belongs to Jordan Lawler. Now, by the way, gutted for Jordan Lawler. Very confused how we got from hit by pitch, I'm going to stay in the game. The imaging after the game said we were okay. And then the next day, it's a fracture. We're out for a number of weeks.
You and I were texting about this, and I was a little...
You were a little upset.
I was a little upset because, listen, this is a team that's dealt with a lot of injuries. At some point, I don't want to do the thing on the radio. But you start asking questions.
Of how this happened again?
Yes.
Now, I guess... It's fractured. It's fractured. You can't make it worse. And so in the moment, him playing didn't actually prolong anything. That's not the reason why he's on the injured list. The getting hit by the ball is what got him on the injured list. But it does feel a little weird that he went back into that game, especially because it was so lopsided, right?
It wasn't close.
So they kept him in the game. He's going to miss the next couple of weeks. And you're gutted for him because he finally was putting it together at the big league level. And not only was he putting it together at the big league level, he was the team's second best hitter behind Corbin Carroll. I mean, he was a constant in the lineup, hitting .333, a 400 on base percentage, 2 RBIs, hit his first home run, wasn't striking out a ton, had a .956 OPS. I mean, he was everything you could have asked for and then some in the bottom part of the lineup. He was great. The aforementioned Corbin Carroll, who is the only hitter hitting on this team, hitting .313. He's got the 9 RBIs. He's got the 2 triples already. He's got the 2 home runs, a 1067 OPS. He's the highest WAR player on the team. He's the MVP. He's the best player on the team right now. Maybe one of the top 5 players in the National League. He's great. Not going to say a bad word about Corbin Carroll. That's the end of the list of the good things for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Gabby Moreno, 233. Nolan Arenado, 200. Ketel Marte, 184. Geraldo Perdomo, 182. Tim Tawa in his 13 at-bats, 154. Alec Thomas, 138. Carlos Santana, 083. Now, Santana left the game yesterday with right groin tightness. He is staying behind and getting an MRI today, with the team. So we'll maybe get an update when we next hear from Torrey. What would that be, tomorrow before they play against the Mets for the opener of that series? But you look at the offensive production from Carlos Santana, and you're like, what am I going to miss if he has to miss some time? Obviously, Carlos Santana defensively brings you a ton. You want him out there, but offensively, he's hitting less than 100. I'd rather those at-bats go to Jose Fernandez. I'd rather those at-bats go to Ildemaro Vargas. I'd rather those at-bats go to guys who are at least showing somewhat of an ability to hit with the bat. But in general, this Diamondbacks offense has been, and I don't use this word lightly, awful to start the year. Awful. And I didn't expect that. 22nd in average, 28th in on base, 22nd in OPS, 21st in runs scored, 20th in home runs, 13th in stolen bases. There's one thing they're above average at, and that's stealing bases. Everything else, you're looking at one of the bottom third of the league offenses in the sport right now. And it's the interesting thing is, I wouldn't be surprised at those numbers if Ketel was hitting and Moreno was hitting and Perdomo was hitting and Caro was hitting and everybody else was struggling, because you'd be like, all right, I can kind of understand that. It's everybody. It's everybody that's not named Corbin Carroll. And so you have to ask the question, where's the offense going to come from? Now, it's early on in the season. We've played 10 games. Ketel Marte's not going to hit below 200 for the season. Geraldo Perdomo's not going to hit below 200 to start the season. But you pointed something out to me. We looked at some statistics today of some bat speed, swing speed metrics. And there are two Diamondbacks in the top 10 of the largest drop-off in bat speed from last year to this year. Geraldo Perdomo's in the top 10, and Alek Thomas, I think, is just inside the top 15. And listen, bat speed isn't the be-all, end-all, and you worry about it way more in older players than younger players because they can always find it again. But maybe that is part of the reason for Perdomo's slow start. But you got to find offense, and you need it to come from the guys that you expect it to come from. You need Ketel Marte to start swinging the bat better. You need Perdomo. You need Gabby Moreno. That's where it has to come from. This team is not going to go anywhere if those guys continue to struggle. They're not going to. They're going to break out of it. But when they're not putting it together, it exposes just how weak this offense can be, because Nolan's not hitting. Carlos Santana hasn't been very good. And you then have the three other stars of your lineup that are supposed to carry you, and they're being carried by Corbin Carroll. I mean, you're lucky that you split over the weekend. You're lucky that you're 5-5. You're 5-5 despite having one of the worst offenses in baseball. That's actually kind of an encouraging thing. Because if they can find the offense that we know certain players in this lineup have, with the pitching, I mentioned the bullpen outside of Joe Ross and James McCann has a 3.73 ERA. You want some ERAs for the guys out there in the rotation? Because they're pretty good. Zach Gallen, a 3.6. Eduardo Rodriguez hasn't allowed a run yet this season. Michael Soroka, a 0.90. You're about to get Merrill Kelly back. Your bullpen's been great. Your starting pitching, 3 of the guys have been good. You're about to get one of your top line starters back. You just need the offense to start hitting. But it is painful. It is painful to watch. How many games have they scored 2 runs or fewer?
Yeah, I mean, so far, just off the top of my head. So every game except the last one in the Atlanta series. So there's 3. Then you could go back and say, what did they do Wednesday? Trying to remember. 1.
6.
They won 1-0 against the Diamondbacks.
6 games this season, they've scored 2 runs
They've
or
played
fewer.
10.
You're not going to win that way.
It's unacceptable.
And we said they weren't going to win that way. No team's going to win that way. Doesn't matter how good your starting pitching is.
It's unsustainable. Your starting pitching could be great. You would post a 2 ERA. That guy would win the Cy Young. And you would lose.
They've scored 35 runs in 10 games. The only teams that have scored less runs than them, Baltimore, who scored 34 in 9. The Blue Jays, who have scored 34 in 9 games. The Guardians, who in 10 games have scored 32. The Padres, 32 runs in 9 games. The Red Sox, 30 runs in 9 games. The Rockies, 30 runs in 9 games. The Reds, 26 runs in 9 games. And the Giants, who have the worst offense in baseball right now, they've got 26 runs in 10 games. By the way, the leader in the sport right now, the Houston Astros, who have scored 70 runs in their 10 games.
Yeah, that's insane. But they get the luxury of playing in Sacramento.
Well, yeah, you get to score, what they scored? 10, 11. They scored like 25 runs in 3 games.
4, 11, 10. Yeah.
So 25 runs in 3 games. Yeah, that'll do it. They've got to find the offense. And it feels foolish to say, right? Because I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. It's just got to come from the guys that you expect it to come from. It's got to be Ketel Marte. It's got to be Perdomo. It's got to be Gabby Moreno. And it needs to continue to be Corbin Carroll.
To answer It's All Codes question, by the way.
It is Freddie Peralta
tomorrow.
Nolan McLean. And then Freddie Peralta, David Peterson, Nolan McLean for the Mets.
Nice.
So it'll be Zach Allen, Freddie Peralta. So we got 2 aces going at it.
6 total runs.
We've got Ryan Nelson, David Peterson on Wednesday. And then you didn't have this in your scorebook as a battle of the aces, but Eduardo Rodriguez, Nolan McLean is a battle of the aces on Wednesday. Because he's been an ace. Hasn't allowed a run yet this season. So
yeah.
So you got some really good pitching matchups here over the next couple of days.
Yeah, we should have some fun games in New York. All day games?
I believe now that they moved up the 2 games the next 2 days.
I guess they're afternoon day games. But yeah, all day games.
All day games for us here in the Valley, yeah. Because they're at 1:10 tomorrow. They're at 1:10. No, it's 4:10 on Thursday. It's 4:10 on Thursday.
So it's a night getaway game.
Yeah. Well, they play in Philly the next day. That's a quick
game. You just hop on the bus.
Yeah. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've got one more before we are out of here today on the show. It is all the stories we didn't get to. We call them the leftovers. We get to them next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
People that haven't watched college basketball would say that there was no real Cinderella team. It's Iowa. You know why? Because Iowa isn't even Iowa. They're the Drake Bulldogs, the 30-plus win team, and they were coached by Ben McCullum. And McCullum got a job this year as the Iowa head coach. And you know what Ben McCullum did? He brought over 5 guys from Drake. 4 leading scorers or top 3 scorers are from Drake. Iowa is your Cinderella story.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
Chicago Stick, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits, your kind of tour.
Are you looking to find more fairways, hit more greens, and lower your scores? Then it's time for a custom fitting from a Shields certified master fitter. Learning from the world's top fitters at Titleist Performance Institute, Callaway Performance Center, and the Ping Proving Grounds, we have the tools and expertise to match the right clubs to your swing for a more consistent game. Elevate your play today. Visit shields.com/expert fitting to schedule your session.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
Place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
ASU baseball continues this Tuesday evening right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils as they look to score a win over the Lopes of GCU. Head coach Wade Bloomquist is ready to have his team give it their all on the diamond and earn another win. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Grand Canyon University this Tuesday evening. Pregame at 5:45 p.m. and first pitch at 6 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and the KDUS app.
Wrapping up today's edition of the Lunch Break. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's KDUS AM 1060. It's Chris Schubert, producer Evan on the other side of the glass. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the program. We refer to this as the leftovers. Producer Evan, what do we got today?
Well, we have made it. Everybody can start sleeping tomorrow because tonight is the national championship.
Are you saying that we haven't been sleeping up until this point?
Well, you know the we sleep in April thing people say in March.
Yeah, but it's already April.
Yeah, but
it's April 6th. We've been at it for a couple of days now.
National championship tonight.
Michigan by 100.
Michigan by 6.5 is the spread.
I mean, I just don't know how. Listen, it's UConn. It's Hurley. I get it. After what Michigan did,
Michigan has been. This is
how do you pick
one
against
of
them?
the most impressive tournament runs I can remember. I don't know if I've seen a team be more dominant than I've seen Michigan be this year.
They've just destroyed everybody in their path.
Like just dominant, and it's been really kind of fun to watch. Like across the board, how good they've been. UConn, different story, and Dan Patrick said this, but they win in the tight moments.
Yep.
Like they win the moments of the game, and yeah.
Yeah, this is their run to the final tonight. 101-80 over Howard, 95-72 over St. Louis, 90-77 over Alabama, 95-62 over Tennessee, 91-73 over U of A, and that wasn't indicative of how much of a blowout it was.
Yeah, that doesn't really tell the story of what that game was, because they took their pedal off again, or took their foot off the pedal a little.
Yeah, so I'll take them tonight. Well, I won't be surprised if UConn wins, but I'm just going to pick Michigan because they've just been so good.
No, I think that's the right pick. Major news also in college basketball. UNC intends to hire longtime NBA coach Michael Malone as the school's next men's basketball coach.
I just don't know.
I don't get
it. That's the problem that I have. He hasn't coached in college since he was an assistant at Manhattan in 2001. He was an assistant at Providence from 95 to 98, and then in Oakland, 94-95. And it says here, according to the Pete Thamel story on ESPN, that him having the respect of Michael Jordan and Roy Williams played a role in the hire. How is he going to recruit? Are they just not worried about that side of it?
And are they going to go the general manager route like Stanford did with football? And I get it's different, but Stanford hasn't had success with Andrew Luck. And who can you honestly pull to be a GM? Like, is it a former college coach who's very good at the recruiting side of things? Is it an actual general manager from the NBA side of things? What is it?
And maybe it's just going to be Malone. Like maybe they're not going to hire a president of basketball ops.
That just feels like a mistake.
I mean, yeah, maybe you don't need to recruit because it's UNC. You're Michael Malone. You won an NBA championship. You're a very good head coach. You're going to be able to put guys in the pros. And so you don't need to, your UNC, you'll just use the transfer portal and use a bunch of money. Okay.
And your pitch is, we're UNC. I've won an NBA title.
Right.
We can get you there.
Okay. Maybe that'll work.
I don't know. And I guess maybe, you know what this feels like to me.
You're going to tell me.
Feel a little like Herm.
I think that's unfair to Michael Malone, but I hear what you're saying. Michael Malone, way more successful.
Correct.
Than Herm was. And I love Herm. Herm was a Jets guy. I mean, so there's nobody that loved that hire more than me because it's
Herm.
the
Herm was the
coach
best.
I grew up watching. So I was rooting for it from the word go. But Michael Malone won a championship.
Way more success. But that new pro model.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Herm was right with the new pro model.
He was right.
Just too early.
And didn't have the right group around him.
Correct.
I mean, if you can. By the way, I feel better about it if they get a GM over the top of it.
I agree. If they get a GM and a guy, just somebody in the building who's done college recruiting before, you feel very differently about the hire.
You would never do this, right? You get Brad Stevens or Billy Donovan.
It changes it.
Because I know they'll go out and recruit, and then I can just coach.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Again, those were very outlandish, big-time options, but you understood what I meant. It's going to do it for us. Jim Rome, he's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya!
AM 1060 KDUS